Hand putty is a marvelous invention used to help relieve pain in your hands, your wrists, your forearms, and your shoulders. I actually use it for my fibromyalgia. You can also use it if you use the mouse and keyboard all day and you have a little bit of overuse pain. With fibromyalgia, actually what we need to do is change out our mouses and keyboards often. We need to do the sit desk, the stand desk, anything we can just to make minor adjustments in the way that we're using our wrists and our hands to avoid pain. Last week I actually got a little bit too comfortable and I was using the same mouse all week with both of my hands because I'm ambidextrous. I taught myself how to be ambidextrous with fibromyalgia. You learn all kinds of ways of survival just to get by, and that is one great thing to do, is to learn to use your right hand and your left hand. So I thought everything was okay, and I woke up and had terrible wrist pain right here on both hands, and it almost felt permanent. And I'll tell you what, a lot of these issues that I have with fibromyalgia seem permanent. It seems like there's no hope. The damage is done. I'm permanently damaged. I'm going to be disabled. I'm going to have this pain forever. I'm not going to be able to get rid of it. Well, guess what? All of the different modalities that I use to treat my fibromyalgia has always gotten rid of it. 100%. This was my lifesaver last week. So when I was dealing with that hand pain, I was using different modalities and they were helping, but you have to make sure and move. Now, you can't move too much. See, we have a habit in this society of overdoing it. I used to go to the gym, maybe do like a half hour on the cross trainer, a half hour on the treadmill, running at full speed, and then another hour lifting weights. I don't do that anymore because that is way overdoing it and is messing up my muscles. On the flip side, you don't want to move too little. You don't want to lay around all day because you're in pain. Movement heals. That's an awesome phrase that I got from this physical therapy place. Shout out to Peak Motion Physical Therapy in Albuquerque. That's their slogan, is movement heals, and it is so true. Now it depends on what type of movements, the intensity of the movements, how much you do, and your pain level and whatever you're dealing with, whether it's fibromyalgia or whatever. This putty actually comes in a set of 4 different colors. They're color coded based on strength. These are the industry standards. They're listed in the link that I'm going to post in the description below that will show you where to buy this on Amazon, and it explains all that. Yellow is actually extra soft, red is soft, green is medium, and blue is firm. I was given the red one in physical therapy because of the sensitivity I have with fibromyalgia. And this is fine for me. I don't feel like I need to go up any more strengths in order to help manage my pain. And this did the trick for me last week when I had that wrist pain. It was completely gone in a couple hours after doing the exercises that I needed to do using this basically Play-Doh. So you can do so many things with this. You can just roll it up into a ball. Just this movement right here is helpful. You can make a hot dog. You can break it off into small pieces. It's actually supposed to break off. It didn't really break off there. It got a little string in it. That's okay. You break it off, and you might want to be a little bit more gentle if you have a lot of pain. And so just rolling it up in little balls helps a whole lot. It really helped relieve the pain I was having in my thumbs, my wrists, my hands, and everything. And I just gently did the movements, as many as I felt like I needed to do. I didn't overdo it. I just did what my physical therapy sheet recommends. In this link, there's actually a diagram, and it shows all the different exercises that you can do with the putty. They're the same exercises I did in PT, so I know they're legit. Highly recommend them. This is another natural method to treat fibromyalgia or pain caused by overuse on the mouse and keyboard, or whatever you're doing with your hands all day that causes pain. I actually receive relief all the way up to my elbow with this. Before I started using it, I had all these trigger points down my arm. You might be surprised how painful your arm actually is if you push all the way down it after you've been using the mouse and keyboard all day. Very, very painful. I don't have any pain anymore. It's like the trigger points went away with the modalities that I've used. And this, I think, is what really helped me last week. And just doing those little movements really took away the trigger points, the pain, the disability, the lack of range of motion, and everything that I was feeling. So just continue to make small movements. Realize that every single move counts when you have fibromyalgia. Even just one rep counts. And that could either count toward you getting better or getting worse. You're just gonna have to figure out what works for you based on your pain level. And that just takes practice and trial and error. I can just tell you what worked for me. What works for me is not necessarily gonna work for you. You do take my advice at your own risk, but I wouldn't recommend this if it didn't cause the absolute best results for me and was not highly recommended by physical therapists. I hope this works for you the way that it worked for me. And as always, I hope that you're on the road to recovery, dealing with this fibromyalgia and all of the craziness that comes with it. God bless.